Welcome to this week's episode. It is my honor to be your host, Dr. Katie Williams, with Dr. Williams LLC and the Dr. Williams podcast. If you want to keep this show up and running, please take a moment to follow the show, leave a rating and a review, and share it with somebody that you think would enjoy listening. This show is about highlighting what I consider to be the most valuable form of communication. And it's something we all have, whether we're tapped into it or not. That is intuition. Let's jump right in and see how today's guest utilizes their unique ability to tap into their intuition and how they use it to serve others. Make sure to listen to the end to find out how you can work with today's guest. I'm here today with Hilary Leehane, and she is a certified hypnotherapist. So today you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session, which is super exciting for me. This is something that I've always been kind of passionate about, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds and to get to share it with all of you, my audience. So Hilary, thank you so much for being on the show and being willing to do this with me. I'm super stoked. Can you please just introduce yourself to the audience, let them know who you are and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Katie. I'm very happy to be on your podcast. You hit the nail on the head. I'm a hypnotherapist. I work up in Canada, and but the lovely thing about it's the world of Zoom and online meetings is that I can work with anybody around the world. So that's what I mainly do. Honestly, my schedule is mostly people in the US, helping them through anxieties, stuck emotions, just moving through those emotions, past those emotions, and able to kind of open up their future so that they can see a brighter future or feel unstuck from life and start things new.
Yeah. And I love that so much because I really feel like intuition kind of plays in here.
Mm-hmm.
You have like an intuitive role in this. And that's what I love so much about this kind of therapy. I also love that you mentioned that people find success within one session sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's exciting. And when we talked about what we were going to focus on for me, I kind of had a hard time landing on something. And at first I thought, well, let's go into the sexual abuse of my past, something I've talked about on the podcast before. And you kind of had an idea how that would go. And then a few days later, I was in my car driving and I just got struck with this idea. Well, actually what happened was I had some intrusive thoughts happening. And I thought, this is something I know some of my listeners also struggle with.
Yeah.
So it's an anxiety kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're going to focus on today.
Yeah. No, I think that's wonderful. So absolutely, we're going to take you into understanding where that anxiety is coming from. I know it might seem obvious, but sometimes in hypnosis, as we know, the subconscious mind is holding on to some other things. And so we will see what those are, and we're going to move to let them go and understand them and not get, how you feel spiraled, you start spiraling into the emotions. So we're going to get you to the point where maybe you have the thought, but it doesn't grab you or grip you in that sense. And what ends up happening is when that gripping isn't there and that spiraling isn't there, the mind looks at it like something, you don't even need to think about that because it's not, triggering something in the body that the mind suddenly sees as, oh my gosh, we have to protect her from this, right? And in protecting, we got to feel this emotion really strongly. So when we don't feel that emotion strong, we don't get sucked into the anxiety, and the mind doesn't see it as something that's worthwhile thinking about. So over time, the thoughts just dissipate.
So I'm curious, when we're doing this, you're going to walk me through what we're going to do. Maybe we can give the audience an idea. If somebody listening were to follow your guidance while listening to this episode, would they receive some kind of benefit from that?
They may. There will be times where What I would say to anyone listening is write down what I'm saying. So take, a pen and paper and write down the words that I'm going to be saying. And then try it on your own, because it's obviously going to be different for you as opposed to the next person where they
Sure.
go. Yeah, that's what I would say, is just sort of, jot down some ideas, some of what I'm saying. And when you find some time, just you're going to see what happens. But when you find some time, just sort of ask yourself those questions and go into that state of relaxation, which is, on my next point, hypnosis. We're always trying to bring awareness to the world of hypnosis, because oftentimes people are nervous about it because how it's been sort of shown in the past. But it's just this lovely bridging or marriage between a nice state of relaxation, a deep state of relaxation, and high focus, right? So you have an intention today, you have a focus today, and in knowing what your focus is and what your intention is, that's where the mind will relax, the body will relax, and just sort of show you what needs to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you need from me? What do I need to do to get ready?
Really nothing. I'll take you, when we get started, I'll take you into the relaxation. And I guess the only thing that I would need from you is to be open to it.
Okay.
And just follow my guidance. And then there's going to be a switch where your mind is leading the way, and I'm helping you kind of move around through techniques and letting things go.
Okay. Wow. I feel a little nervous. I have to admit,
That's okay.
I hadn't really experienced this before, but I
Yeah.
am a little bit nervous.
And that's very normal, right? When I went to my first hypnosis session years ago, I was very nervous. It is nothing to be nervous about. Imagine you're going to be closing your eyes and you're going to be imagining. And your mind is just going to bring you things that you're meant to work on today.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I'm ready.
Okay, so let's jump in. All right, so just taking a nice deep breath, and on the out breath, closing the eyes. I want you to just notice your breath. Not changing the breath in any way, but just sort of noticing what it feels like as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And imagining now on your next breath in, this beautiful light coming in through the nostrils. Imagine what that would be like to have that light coming down through the nostrils, down into the lungs. And that light spreads out from the lungs in all directions, all at once. Maybe that light even has a color, or maybe give that light sparkles, right? So just notice that light moving out in all directions, all at once. And now, imagining that that light is traveling down to the legs, down through the arms. And if you were to view your body and your mind, I want you to see yourself as a light body, right? You look at your fingers, they're made of this beautiful light, maybe colorful. You look at your legs and feet, and you get a sense that it's all made of light. And your mind and body are just going to relax more and more as we go through the session. And so I want you to imagine now as if you go to a beautiful place in your mind. This might be a place you've been before. This might be a brand new place of beauty. Okay, so just a beautiful place. Maybe there's little details that show themselves. Maybe you see lots of beauty around you. Maybe you sense you're in a beautiful place, right? It's about opening up all the senses here. Maybe the sunshine is warm on your face. And so if you were to give me a little description of what's in that beautiful place within your mind, just saying it out loud, what is there, Katie?
I'm on a beach.
On a beach.
And there's a cove.
Cove, yeah.
The water is calm, making gentle noises. The sun is shining. The birds are singing.
Yeah. Beautiful. And so imagine the warmth of the sand just underneath your feet. And you know how the sand can be so soft and your feet just sink into the sand slightly. And you know how that warm sand just covers the top of your feet. Just notice that sensation. The sun is warm on your face. You notice the sound of the calm water just sort of coming ashore gently. Okay, and in this beautiful place, once again, you look at your hands, your legs, your feet, made of light. Beautiful light shining out. Now, in this place, I want you to imagine a portal door opening up, a door made of light, okay? Just somewhere on the beach, there's this beautiful door that opens up to you. And if you were to look through that door, you would see the stars, the universe, okay? And so imagine now floating through that door and floating as energy into the universe, feeling expansive, at one with everything, consciousness expanding, feeling wonderful. Okay? And so now, in that space, I want you to see a star out there. Notice the star getting bigger and bigger, shining brighter and brighter, and it's as if you're moving into that light of the star. Imagining that light all around. Maybe there's some flickers of colors, and you're just in this beautiful light. Okay? So in this beautiful light, I want you to ask, just the light, asking the light in your mind to bring forward a support system for today. So someone or something coming in and being with you right by your side in that beautiful light. And so, Katie, who or what shows up for you right there beside you?
My spirit guide, Zach.
Spirit guide, Zach.
And an angel.
Beautiful. Okay, so Zach and the angel are there with you. Right there. And they are going to be your support today. You can imagine light just streaming from them to you. They are going to hold you through this. They're going to help you in so many wonderful ways. And so, for a moment, and we discussed this beforehand, for a moment, I want you to notice where that anxiety is within the body, okay? So where does that anxiety sort of live in the body?
In my chest.
In your chest. I want you to imagine now, and with the help of Zach and the angel, plucking that anxiety out of the chest, right? Light being arms, plucking that anxiety out and holding it out there in front of you. Imagine that, holding that out there in front of you. And let me know when you get a sense that that anxiety, whatever it is out there in front of you.
It's hard to let go of.
That's okay. That's okay. I want you to imagine that light from all around you, helping sort of push it out in front of you. Zach on one side, Angel on the other, just helping you. You're never alone in this. You're never alone.
Yep.
Okay.
It's out there now. I feel
It's out
some
there.
relief.
Yeah. So what does that look like out there? What does that anxiety look like?
It's black.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of mangled, like scribbles.
Mangled scribbles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So I want you to imagine that everything in the universe, including energy and feelings, all comes from the light. Okay? And so I want you to imagine, and maybe Zach and the angel can help us out here. I want you to imagine that the universe comes and takes that black mangled scribbles back into the light, and it reforms it. And it reforms it, giving it light, allowing it to let go. Okay? And imagine now a light orb in its place. The universe so good at recycling energy, letting light in, right? And you let me know when that orb of light comes back and sort of is out in front of you there.
Mm-hmm. It's there.
Okay, it's there. Now, what color is that orb that the universe made from that old mangled scribble?
It's kind of like an oil spill.
Oil spill, yeah.
Kind of rainbowy, but
Rainbowy.
on the light side.
Yeah. Okay. So now I want you to ask that rainbowy oil spill out in front of you. What are you trying to tell me?
Would you like a solo hindsight episode related to this specific reading? If you do, send me an email at hello@drwilliamspodcast.com, and all you have to put in the email is hindsight and the kind of reading or my guest's name, and I'll know which one you're interested in. As I produced the Intuitive Wonderland, time went on before I actually launched it. So I have a unique perspective on each of these readings and how they played out in time. Most of these readings were recorded a year ago in the past. So I can offer my insight into the information that was provided to me and how the information has played out in time in my life. If this is something you're interested in, I'm happy to share that with you. Please send me an email and let me know. All right, let's get back to the reading.
And what did it say? Or what does it say?
Just getting the sense that I have to let go of fear.
I have to let go of fear.
Fear is the cause.
Fear is the cause. Okay. So I want that oil spell, right? That rainbowy light to take you back to where this fear was coming from, but you're going to be high above looking down or over at. Do you know what I mean? So you're not in the event, you're looking at it or looking down at it.
Okay.
And just go there now. Just allow the mind to bring you whatever that was. And you're far away from it. You're looking at it with an observing mind. Okay? Imagine you're a scientist in this, okay? The observer. And let me know when you're there.
There.
Okay? So how old is Katie there?
11, almost 11 and a half.
Yeah. And just give me a couple details so I can help you out here. What's going on for that 11-year-old Katie? You're watching her.
Her grandma's dying.
Grandma's dying. Okay. So I want you to bring in Zach, bring in the angel. They're next to you. They're floating with you. Okay. And I want you to ask them, all right, asking your angel, asking Zach, What is there to learn about this? What wisdom is there about this old event so that I can let go of that old emotion of fear? And what do they say?
This is a very normal thing. There's really nothing to be afraid of. We can never be separate from the people we love.
Yeah. Anything else?
You can't really lose anybody.
Yeah. Anything else?
The people around me at this time didn't know how to teach me the truth of this. They were too wrapped up in their own pain.
Yeah. What else, if anything?
That she's been with me this whole time.
Yeah, do you feel her there?
I do.
Yeah. What is the emotion you're going through right now? Is it fear or sadness?
Neither.
Or love? Love?
It's just, I'm happy to know that.
Ah. What does that happiness feel like in the body?
It feels like the release of tension. Like my body can let go now. It's not as balled up and tight.
Yeah. Can you find fear?
No.
I want you to go down. We're going to do some inner child work as well. I want you to go down to your 11-year-old self, okay? And I want you to take her hands and give her a big, big hug. Right? Just telling her, you are so lovable. Right? There is nothing wrong with you. I'm here with you now. And imagining all the things, all the words of wisdom that came from Zach and your angel, just sort of moving towards her and through and around her, creating this bubble of light around her, both of you. Almost like it's this gift of release, right? This release of tension. Okay. And now I want you to just tell her, let's get out of here. You're going to come into the future with me so we can move forward together. And Grandma's going to be with us the whole time, right? And your angels are there. And you lift up and float and fly towards the future and back into that light. And you take a deep breath when you get into the light. And you've got your 11-year-old self there in the light. Okay? And I want you to take her to a creative, fun place. Okay? Where would she want to go just to have fun in the light? Right? Where would she want to go?
She likes to swim.
She likes to swim. Perfect. So I want you guys to find a place to swim. Okay, finding a place to swim. And just having fun. See her break out of her shell, right? Swimming, having fun. Both of you connecting at this moment, right? It's about that reestablishing that connection, right? It's like finding a best friend that's been gone for a long time, and there they are. They're happy that you're there. You're happy that they're there. Okay. Now, wherever you are, I want Zach to be there and your angel to be there too. And I want you to look at that oil spill out there of rainbow light. Has it changed?
No.
No, still the same. I want you to just thank it and send it back to the universe. Thank you for showing me where this was. Right? And then when it's gone, I want you to just try to find the anxiety. Can you find it?
No.
No. Okay. How does that feel?
Good.
Feels good. Taking a nice deep breath. And release. And I want you to see that younger version of yourself there. She's so happy, right? And whenever we do inner child work, in hypnosis, it's like collecting all these versions of ourselves and bringing them into the future with us, right? Into the present moment. And I want you to see her as, you know, if you took a slice of a tree and you see all the rings of the tree, she is one of those rings of the tree, right? So she is a version of you, a younger version of you. And if you think about a tree, right, that center ring is that sapling. We know it was a sapling at some point. And if that center ring were to just disappear, what would happen to the tree? Right? It wouldn't be strong. It would probably fall over. So what we're doing here is we're collecting all those rings, right? And today we collected 11-year-old Katie and gave her support, gave you support so that you can move forward with less and less anxiety every single day, feeling better and better. And just filling the body with light and inviting her as energy into your heart center. Okay. And now I want you to turn so that you're imagining a future timeline out there. Your future. This beautiful line going out in front of you. Or whatever it shows up as in your mind is just perfect. And I want you to think about that wisdom that Zach and the angel gave to you. Just have that in your mind and in your heart. You can feel the wisdom, right? That's a big thing too. You can feel the wisdom. You don't have to know the exact words. And I want you to imagine now as if you send light that represents that wisdom out into your future along that timeline, almost like it's braiding through the timeline. Beautiful light. And that represents all that wisdom. And at any point in your future, your mind can just access that wisdom and release more and more and more. And so when you're ready, I want you to turn back to Zach and your angel. And here we give gratitude. Thank you so much for offering up that wisdom, right? And then they are going to take you to that portal door where you came into this universe, right? From the beach. And you find yourself going through that door and back onto the beach. Feeling good, feeling relaxed. And I'm going to count to 3. And on 3, you'll open your eyes, feeling alert and relaxed and ready for this beautiful day. 1, 2, 3. Eyes opening, feeling alert, relaxed,
And wet.
and wonderful. And wet, yeah. Some tears there, right?
Yep.
And that is very normal. You should see my office and people, when I work with people online, like, do you have your tissues ready?
I'm glad I thought to bring them in.
Yeah.
Funny, I wasn't thinking that was the purpose of it, but
Tears
I
are
did need
healing.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That was wonderful.
Yeah. So that is a little version of a hypnosis session. Usually sessions run about an hour and a half. So lots of time to do lots of different things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it was so many, it was a range of emotions for me. And I even experienced fun. Like when I was in the pool with my younger self and we went down to the bottom of the pool and had like a tea party, like you do when you're a kid. And I haven't done that in a long time.
That's wonderful. And it really is about, to backtrack, we grow up, we get older. A lot of my clients, especially as women, right? We give for many years, and we forget who we are. We forget what makes us happy. We forget our hobbies, right? And a big part of my sessions and programs are finding out who you are again and reintroducing that creative being, right? Yeah.
Well, I love that you guided it, but it came from me.
Yes.
And I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do what you were asking, but it did. It unfolded. It happened. Yeah. It was beautiful. I really do appreciate it so much. So if anybody listening would like to have a session with you or extended sessions with you, how would they reach out to you?
Absolutely. So my, I guess email would be the easiest. Info at SOMHYPNOSIS. It spells info at somhypnosis.com. The SOM is for state of mind. And that leads me, I guess, to our website here at the center is somhypnosis.com. Very, very simple. And that'll take you to our state of mind website page.
Wonderful. And what about the podcast? What if people just want to be able to listen and hear more? Where can they find that?
Yes. So the podcast can be found on our website. There is a link at the top in the menu bar for the podcast. When you go there, there is links to Spotify. You can either listen in the page or there's links to Spotify or Apple there.
And what's the name of the podcast?
It's Coffee with Les and Hilary. Or
Wonderful.
Hilary Les. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you so much for this and for sharing this with my audience and just for being this light in the world that offers this kind of healing for people and this kind of wellness. I think that the work you do is something really wonderful.
Thank you. Oh, it's absolutely wonderful, and I'm blessed to have so many beautiful clients and just be able to help them through stuck places, right?
That concludes today's episode. It is my hope that you found benefit in listening to today's guest and gained a greater appreciation for the guidance of intuition in each of us. If you haven't already, please make sure to follow us on social media under Dr. Williams Podcast. Look within, trust your intuition, and allow yourself to explore all the splendor that it has to offer. This is the Intuitive Wonderland.